It is called the efficacy and effectiveness of positive psychology at this time of domestic violence. As you know, and we have read in their newspaper, it's not only in India, but it's everywhere. The focus now is on the well-being. So what we are talking about is the happiness, the health, and well-being of children. Traditional psychology was basically focusing on the disorders, the problems, the deficits. But positive psychology has a changing direction to the potentials, to the talents, to the capabilities, and well-being, health, and happiness. And children everywhere, in the school, at home, with the family, through a positive parenting. So when we have positive psychology, we also have positive parenting, and it's very necessary that parents need to have this awareness and consciousness about how they can deal with children positively. Then they can learn about resilience. And what is resilience? To bounce back from the adversities, challenges, and hardships. They learn about mindfulness. They learn about PERMA. Does anybody know PERMA? P-E-R-M-A. In positive psychology, what Seligman was focusing on. PERMA stands for positive emotions, E stands for engagement, R stands for relationship, M stands for meaning, and A for achievement. So positive psychology, when it is implemented in the school, and also, as I said, in parenting, and even in family therapies, it can help children, not only in terms of the well-being, but it leads the way for positive emotions, engagement, involvement in the activities. And then you can see the efficacy has been proved in different research saying that even they are progressing academically, like in academic performances, you can see a big change. And this is our book. The book is called Speaking Transcendence, Poetry Therapy, how poetry, the language of literature or figurative language, the use of like metaphor, metonymy can be important like as a therapeutic approach to different disorders involving well-being. And read a poem about positive psychology. I was just talking about the importance of life skills they learn, fullness, engagement, involvement, resilience, and also about the strengths in character, the virtues, and also about being more patient with the different struggles they might face in the environment. We're talking about children, and we are investing on how they are growing and they're learning, and this is what our duty as the educators should be, right? So this is the poem. Let me read it to you, and then you see how it could be connected to the idea of psychology focus. It's not only about cognitive well-being, we're talking about social well-being, emotional well-being, and all sorts. Yes. No, I don't need that. Thank you so much. I'm just going to read it. Everything is happening inside the mind, right? So if we identify the negative thoughts that happening, occurring here, they are made here, the way they construct their whole world, the whole movement in constructionism is talking about how children, brick by brick, they are building their view of their world. And if we are considering this very important perspective in their growth and help them, like what Vygotsky said in ZPD and scaffolding, that through scaffolding, through assistance and helping children, they can move beyond their abilities. If the ability is like, for example, that size, that amount, that degree, we can see zone proximal development. So the title of this poem is If Mind Decides. Ailments are but shadows, mere guests. If the mind decides, if the mind rests, decrepit depreciates, decreases, descends. If the mind decides, if the mind bends. Albert Ellis, Aaron Beck, Voices of Reason, warn of distorted thoughts, mental treason. time to identify, modify, season the thoughts, fruits, follies, flaws. Or the mind, they haunt without cause. They weave and knit the neurons tight. Then all they do is to flow under light. Do you see the symptoms, the signs? When they raid and stay, then remains a plague, a cursed king, if mind decides. REBT, CT, CBT, come as soldiers, veterans, ready to combat the thoughts, the flaws. Steady, with sensible songs, strong and heady, take the bull, rein the beast, harness, hold, grip, grasp, clasp, clutch. You won. There you go, back to normal if mind decides. So this one is showing that the way we're feeling, how we are going to run our life, how we are trying to stay mindful, engaged in a state of flow, in whatever we're doing, it's here. It's all controlled by the mind. That's why CT, cognitive therapy, is focusing on the thoughts, identifying the thoughts and trying to change them from negative to positive. Thank you so much. Yes.